Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. This is Deb, and I'm here to do a plan with me and talk about 2026 and what my intentions are. Now, this will be evolving, but I do have some goals for 2026. Um, yeah. Now, as far as plan with me's, I will probably only do them once or twice a month at the beginning of the month and maybe a midway through the month, kind of where am I with things. Not sure about that one yet, but definitely once a month to go through the past months, what occurred versus what I had planned, and also do the next month's plan. So anyway, one thing you will not see much of on this channel, I won't say none, but not much, is haul videos. They are very popular. However, my budget is very small for 2026 for craft supplies. I don't need any. Will I want some? Of course, but I don't need any, and I have other priorities I need to use my funds for going forward, including paying myself, meaning saving some, even at my ripe young age of late 60s. Anyway, I have savings. I'm trying not to touch it much in 2026, and that is my retirement fund. But I really don't have much in emergency fund, and I want to build that up to 6 months to a year, which will take me several years to get that much. But yeah, I really need to do that, and I'm hoping that this year, from a budget standpoint, I won't have many home repairs and things like that going on. The last few years, I've had some unexpected expenses and some things I felt had to get done. Um, and they were pretty expensive. My son did help me with two of those, and thankfully, because they were pretty expensive. But anyway, I digress. So I'm hoping that this year, the only thing I can think could happen that would require immediate attention is my water heater is getting to that age where it could go. And if it goes, that will have to be replaced. And I do have enough saved that I could cover that, but yeah, it, I need to have more. So anyway, there you go. So that's why my craft budget is like $150 for the whole year, and I have it budgeted in like three $50 spending spree amounts. And they will probably, I'm going to try and make them be local stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's. Well, they're the only local craft stores now, or even Walmart or something like that, and not online, because online I spend way too much. Now, that said, I recently got the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and it has some really pretty cute things in it this time. Last two catalogs I've seen, I wasn't totally impressed with. This one I really liked for their January to March or April, I forget. However, although everything is cute, I really don't need it because I have things similar. Maybe not quite as cute, but I need to use what I have is what I'm getting at. So I don't know that I'll be getting anything. Anyway, um, yeah. Okay, now, all that said, I have a little haul, just a little one. And this I'll blame Poet Sprite Spice. I was watching her planner setup thing, which is totally different than what I'm doing. But she's a writer and I think she's a teacher or professor or something. Anyway, totally different style, and I appreciate that. I learn like what other people do. That would not work for me, what she's doing. But at the end of that, she had a little haul, and it was these four candies, 4-in-1 gel ink pen set of six. They have other sets, but this is enough for me. Do you remember these from your childhood. I love these pens, and they used to just come in white and have like 6 colors in them. The ones I remember anyway. But these are 4 with, it says 18 different colors, so there have to be some repeats on these. Like I think this teal might be repeated. I thought I saw it somewhere. Yeah, like here, that aqua teal kind of color. Anyway, I really am looking forward to using these, and I can use these in my journal as well as, I mean, my planner, as well as my, what are they, Pentel pens that I bought. They are downstairs right now because my son was using some of the colors for Christmas cards, and I did for some of the tags on gifts. So which one was I using? One that had blue. I think this one. I'll just use this one for now, but I might switch to some of these as we go through. This might be a little bit of a long video, so I hope you'll bear with me, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm going to switch to the back for a moment because I made a little sticky note of 2026 goal, 2 sticky notes. I have 11 things listed, but I thought I'd put them back here in the book and categorize them by like YouTube, this channel, YouTube, other channel, um, budget goals, personal goals, that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. And maybe I should make them in green. How's your weather, by the way? Do you do New Year's resolutions? I stopped, but I do have goals. So let's, where's it? Well, I guess that teal color. I'll use that teal color because that's sort of a green. When you first get these, they have a little plastic thingy on the tip. You have to, oh, I didn't use this one. You, you have to take off. Eh, there we go. So there, I just pulled it off and put it in my trash. Okay, so the first one is, let's see, I'll just do this channel. So we'll do uh, category A is uh, Crafty Cottage. That's Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage, YouTube. As you know, I stopped being very active. Oops, I should use a ruler, right? Anyway, I'll bring one out here. Okay, too late for that one. So number 1 is, I'm going to put don't miss any scheduled collabs. I am only signing up for 3 scheduled collabs, and I'll go over them in a minute. So what that means is pre-recording, getting the stuff done ahead of time and pre-recording and scheduling them. And those 3 collabs are the continuation of 52 Weeks of Color Inspiration, but we're calling it Let's Color on Sundays. And that is hosted by Brandy at Left-Handed Crafter. We do have a 3rd participant now. Her name is crafts-I-heart. And welcome aboard. The videos will be on the 2nd and 4th Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. It is a coloring collab, but we have themes. And I will tell you that for January, it will be snow/winter. So these are suggested themes, and Brandy put, but you can color whatever you like or what you like. So meaning any book or stamped images or whatever, but follow the theme, snow/winter. We came up with a variety of themes, so I hope you'll enjoy that. And along those lines, last Friday, I think it was, we had 6 to 8 inches. We had 8, almost 8. It was like 7 and more than 3/4 inches of snow. Last night we got a dusting. Unexpected, I might add. my sidewalk was white when I looked out my window this morning when I got up. It's pretty, but I'm so over winter right now. Anyway, don't miss any scheduled collabs, and I'll put and participate in a few open collabs. I would like to do some deck the year, hashtag deck the year from Penny's Crafty Creations. Oh, I didn't go over the other ones yet. Hang on. Participate in 1 to 2. I'm going to put 2 open collabs. I also would like to participate sometimes in Martha Makes Art. If she's doing it in 2026, I think she is. Shuffle Cut Create or something that she does. Okay, so the other 2 collabs, I'm going to do one called Flowers and Critters, hosted by Poet Spice, because flowers and critters are right up my alley, and she gave us examples. So, and we will post on the second Wednesday, I think. Yes, every second Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then I'm going to do another one in Poet Spices, which I participated in before but fell off in 2025, and that's Crack the Vault. Because the point of that one is use things you haven't used for 6 months or ever, and, use your stash. Yes, I need to do that still. So I'm going to do that one again. She graciously allowed me back in, and that will be 10 a.m. every third Friday of the month. So I have them in my January, which I'll show you, and then two other open collabs. Okay, so that is this one. Now let me see which other ones might apply to this. Okay. Next up is e-stashes, 2 a month, 2 per month. So that's 24 a year in 2026. Okay? I have to do that. I have too much and I cannot move in this room. Now, some of those could end up being on my other channel, but I think most of it will be on this channel. And if I end up running out of stuff to destash towards the end of the year, that could go down to 20 or 22 or whatever. So we'll see. But the goal is 2 a month, which means I need to get my button gear and get going through stuff. And that will include stamps, dyes, fabric, paper, paper, and it may also include Christmas, fall, Valentine's, Easter. I don't know. I have to see how much I have. I don't think I have that much Easter, so I might not do too much with that one. But, and then just paper pads, paper collections, stuff. And then just general stickers, probably stickers. Yeah. Anyway, I think I have enough categories that I'll be able to do 2 a month. They may not be huge. It might be 1 box per whatever, or it might be 2 or 3. So anyway, you will see. So 2 D-stashes a month. And don't miss any scheduled collabs, I already said. So along with that is not really for that channel, but it's declutter the craft room. And send friend mail, which goes with this channel, 2 times a month. And something I didn't write on here is giveaway. I still owe the 4,000 plus subscribers, so thank you very much for that. And I don't know what others I might come up with. But basically, I need to be more caring and loving all around in my life, and one of those is to be more caring to you, my audience, and some of you I've become friends with, and I need to show more appreciation to my friends. Um, and I consider you all my YouTube friends, but some it's become even closer. So, and I'm not a very good friend, even in real life. I've never had a lot of friends. I've just never been a very outgoing, personable person, and I need to work on that even at this ripe young age. So anyway, so that's that one, and I think I'll leave some spaces because there might be oh, another thing that is definitely this channel is finish work in processes, WIPs. And that includes A, the strawberry journal. That would be the first one to finish. And speaking of giveaways, my journals that I finished may be given away. Some of them, not all of them. I have a bee journal that's started and not as far along as the strawberry journal. Um, I have two other junk journals. I'll just put junk journal 1 because I don't remember what I called them. One was Kirby Teasdale mostly stuff, and I think I might have called it. I think I have another one. I called it my purple journal or something. So finish work in processes. And I think I even gave myself one every 2 months. One every 2 months because these are fairly big projects. But what I want to do is work on them in videos or live streams with you. Maybe live streams, because that would be something we could do together and I can get ideas from you and things like that. That might be a good idea for live stream. So that's the Crafty Cottage. And then let's do a different color. I'll just do blue B. My other channel is Dahlia Designs, which also, it's actually Dahlia Designs, Jewelry and More. And I will have no collabs on that. I had my own collab and I didn't even finish the year in that. And I'm probably lost a lot of viewers and a lot of possible collab people. I'm not going to do any more collabs on that channel. But I do want to do one video every 2 weeks. I can't commit to more than that. Um, and that will be hopefully making, can't write, and or finished piece videos. And, well, I'll just continue. Uh, let's see. So I got the friend mail, declutter craft. Well, declutter craft room kind of goes with this one here, but so I won't put that on here. And then I did have okay, so get YouTube active again. That's really it. One video every 2 weeks, making and or finished piece videos. But then for my Dahlia Designs business, I have a goal of list 10 to 20 pieces on Etsy every month. Possibly more, but it takes time and I stink at photography and I know Etsy's come a long way and you say if you do videos now, and I can do a video and share the pieces, and I think they'd show up better. And so I'm going to work on getting that going because I the one I do only do one craft fair a year now, and this year I was scheduled to do one, and I hurt myself just before then, and I couldn't, like, I hurt my foot. I couldn't stand the whole time. I could barely put shoes on for about 2 weeks. So, and it just happened to be right before that craft fair. So I did cancel, and I apologized to the person that runs it. Um, and asked if that would hinder my ability to get in for next year, and she said, "No, absolutely not," because I told her I would love to be on their list for next year, so I hope that is the truth, and, yeah. And then, so I got this one too. Okay, then I have some personal goals. Let me just write at the top of this, 2026 goals. Let me take these off. And then personal goals. Put these, let's do blue on this side. This is in the back of my planner, by the way. I shared the planner in a previous video. It's just from Walmart. Okay, so personal goals. Do you have a budget? I do a budget in Excel every year. I've already got my 2026 one. I've probably had it done now for a month or so, and I keep tweaking it a little bit based on how November, December went and things like that. Um, and to make sure I put savings in, and I still have things I have to do. So let's see. Oh, I did the price and list. Friend mail. Okay. Personal goals. 1, strength exercises. My doctor has been after me to do these, and I have an appointment with her on the 26th, and I haven't even started. And walk more. I did take a walk in the freezing cold yesterday with my daughter. We walked 3.2 miles, which I really needed to do. Walk more. But I have been slacking, and I also have not been eating as well since about the week before Thanksgiving. And I'm going to give myself grace through next Monday, which is a special day for me. I'll just leave it at that. So anyway, I will give myself grace until then, and then I am gonna be really firm in getting back on track with my low carb, healthy lifestyle. Okay. So strength exercises and walk more. 2, I'll put get back to eating better, to eating healthy. Oops, I cannot write. Sorry. And my scribble, you'll never be able to read, right? Low carb. And low carb is important for me because I am type 2 diabetic. So, which I would love to be able to put in remission. Some people say you can reverse it, but I've been told no, it can go kind of in remission, but you always will have to be careful about your sugar and carb intakes. You're not allowed to not have any carbs, but you have to watch them and eat more healthy vegetables and proteins. Um, non-starchy vegetables and proteins. And I happen to love vegetables and most meats. Now, lately, beef has gotten so expensive. I can't eat a whole lot of that. Hamburger, yes, but even that is like $6 a pound around here now. Sorry, I'm getting a text message. from a friend. Okay. So this is all about getting healthy. Um, okay. I have three. Be a better person. I kind of briefly touched on this. I want to work on my personality. I want to be there for family and friends. I am there for family most of the time. You can do better. And friends, I'm not there for that much other than texting my one friend here and seeing her once every quarter. But she lives 40 minutes away, and yeah, I am. Lately, I've been mostly more consumed with helping my son. He's been going through a rough patch health-wise. He is working, but he's not driving much. He drives sometimes, but only with someone else in the car, like me. So I've been taking him to and from work since the beginning of November when he started back to work, because he was like getting faint spells while driving, and we believe it's more panic attack kind of things. Well, honestly, I understand why. Because to get to his work, you have to drive on two main highways, like 3 lane on each side highway kind of things. And two of the ramps are really bad, but people are nuts. I'm sorry. And it makes me hard to be a better person and because oh my goodness, somebody last night almost swiped me because they cut short from the middle lane in front of me who was in the right lane to get off on a ramp. Why didn't they just stay behind me and slow down a little bit? They had passed me, but they almost clipped me. And there were so many cars on the road last night that would have caused a multi-car collision. Who knows if we would have survived it at the speed they were going? I don't know. It's terrifying sometimes. And even as a passenger in the car, he gets so panicked over some of this stuff that I really am worried about him. And we've been trying to get in to see a specialist. Had an appointment for January 27th, and they just decided they're going to take off that week. So now it's March 12th. He's been waiting since like August for this appointment. That's when he scheduled it. It's crazy. It's crazy you can't get in to see a specialist for that long. And this is one, he's seen other doctors for other things, and they all came down to you probably need to go see this specialist. Nuts that you cannot get the medical care you need when you need it. And he's got insurance. It's not that. So anyway, I digress. But this all came about for being there for family. But my daughter has some things going on too, health-wise and otherwise. And mostly I see her when we walk, usually once a week, but with the holidays, it's been like once every now and then, maybe twice a month. Um, and it's just been hard to get, and because of the weather or my schedule or her schedule, because she's working, and has family, and that's her priority, and that's fine. That should be a priority. Anyway, so yeah, take care of myself. This is basically take care of myself, help take care of others, and be there for them when they need me. Which, when I was working, honestly, I wasn't there for them nearly as much as I should have been. And that is a guilt I will carry with me to the grave. Um, have they benefited from me working long hours and traveling around the world and not being home? Maybe financially a little bit, but not mentally or physically. And carry a big guilt about that with me. I don't know how I would have changed it. I was a single mother trying to raise my kids or help them, trying to do what I had to do, I thought at the time, but maybe there was a better way. Hindsight's always 2020, right? So I have regrets and guilt about that, especially, well, for my daughter too, because she's 12 years older than my son, but also my son. I think a lot of what he's going through now, maybe if I had been home more, I would have seen it earlier. And I did see some things, but, and I had him to a couple doctors, and none of them brought up what we think it might be now. So anyway, maybe technology and medical things weren't at that level, and but anyway. Okay. 4, stick to my budget. In other words, don't overspend, like in craft supplies, but also in just groceries. Uh, I do like to grocery shop and make sure we have plenty of food and stock because boy, did that come in handy in 2020, right? Anyway, um, and save what I budgeted to save. I already talked about that. I won't share my budget with people. But I have 2 incomes, a small pension, not a big one, and my Social Security, which is higher than the median. I'll just leave it at that if you watch any financial videos. Um, and I'm grateful for that. I waited and took it at 65, which was not full retirement age, but it wasn't. I retired early at 55 because the company I work for got sold and they were in Texas and I didn't want to move to Texas. So anyway, um, I retired. I did consulting for 2 years, which gave me some income. And then after that, I was living off the savings I had up until I got Social Security. And I was torn between taking Social Security early at a 70% of the amount or 65 or 67, which was around full retirement age. I didn't want to wait till 67 because it would have taken too much more out of my savings. So, anyway, that was it. So now I do have some left, but it's a lot smaller than it was. So, I need to save what I budget so that I have an emergency fund and I don't need to tap into my retirement funds that I'm trying to keep whole now for the most part. Um, and of course, now the market is probably going to be going down in 2026. I did redistribute some of my stuff too to help safeguard some of it, but we'll see how 2026 goes. I think I'll be okay, but only time will tell. And then speaking of the budget, I need to, on a personal level, try to cut costs. I didn't budget a cut in for these particular ones, but I want to revisit home and auto insurance. Probably with one of the most expensive agencies in the area for both. And they're coming up for renewal early February. In fact, I just got an email today from my agency saying, please review the new policies. They're due for renewal like early February. And I want to contact other agencies that people have recommended and see if I can get a better price for the same or better coverage um, for both auto and home insurance. Because last year I increased my deductibles on both. I went through the policies in detail with the agent, and the premiums were still substantially higher than the year before. Yeah, I just need to revisit that. And then also, my trash and recycle service got bought a year or so ago, and for a while the service was bad, and now the service is good. However, um, the premiums went up 6 months ago, and they're raising it again starting this month. And I'm like, pretty substantial increases, although it's only a quarterly bill. But I just want to see some of the other neighbors have switched to someone else, and I don't really like that company either. But you're kind of limited. So I'm gonna try and shop around for a different trash and recycle company and see if I can cut costs that way. They're the only two real things. We already switched our phone provider, and my son pays that bill for our cell phones. We don't have a home phone anymore. So I think we're okay with that for now. And I got a new phone and a new computer last year, so I shouldn't have any of that to deal with next year. And then for a fun goal, my one big thing is I have kind of an obsession with a music group, artist group, and they are BTS, the group from South Korea. And they are K-pop, but they do all different genres of music, R&B, rap, which I'm not big into, but I like some of theirs, um, pop, ballads, all kinds of music. And I just love them and their personalities. 7 young men from South Korea. Who'd have thought? My daughter thinks I'm nuts. My son probably does too. Because I grew up on good old rock and roll, folk rock, classical, because I played piano, played past tense. I still have a piano, which you can't even get rid of now because everybody's keyboard everything. And sheet music, I have tons of, which maybe I'll de-stash some of that for you guys that do junk journals. I don't know. We'll see. Um, Anyway, my one purchase I have to make, I wanna get a phonograph because a record player, because I had a stereo slash record player slash 5 CD thing, and a old-fashioned tape player all built in. Well, the tape player started eating tapes. The CD changer stopped rotating, and we had to take the thing apart, the whole piece, to even get the CDs that were in there out. And the only thing I think that still worked was the record player. I have a lot of vinyl still, and I'm thinking about selling some of it after my kids go through and pick, but I'm kind of attached to it, so I don't know if I can do that yet. But anyway, my daughter messaged me yesterday and asked me if I still had a certain album, and right now I can't even get to my albums because I stacked a lot of jewelry stuff right in front of that shelf. Because I had stuff out for getting ready for the craft fair and pricing and stuff like that. So see, I told you this was going to be a long video. Anyway, so they finished their mandatory military in South Korea in by sometime in June 2025 for the last 5 of them. 2 of them got out earlier. And they have been working on their what they call a comeback album, which is coming out March 20th, 2026. We just learned. And then they are going to do a world tour, and we are hearing rumors they're going to be doing 65 concerts worldwide. And I'll be darned if I'm not going to get one of those tickets. I tried to get one to Las Vegas in 2022 before they enlisted. Right after the pandemic, they did 2 sets of 4 major concerts. Those tickets sold out in like 3 minutes in pre-order, and I was on there trying to get one ticket for one of 4 shows in Las Vegas in 2022, and I could not get a ticket. It sold out the last round of trying to get a ticket 3 times in a row. within a half hour, and it said, "We're sorry, all the seats have sold out." Okay, yeah, that's it. So I am going to BTS concert however I have to, because I don't know how long they'll be staying as a group. Hopefully forever, as long as I'm alive. But that is going to be spring, summer, and I have budgeted some money for it. I don't know if I budgeted enough, but I have one expense I'm probably going to cut that will help put more money in available for that. So I think got everything. Exercise, friend, mail, be a bet. Yep, those are my goals for 2026. Personal and crafty YouTube goals. So let me know what you think. And now let's go back. And I laid out for January. Haven't done the weekly yet. I don't know if I'll do that on this video. I'll just share the monthly. So, oh, it's January 1st. So I'm on Medicare, of course, because I'm over 65. And I have had what's called a Medicare Advantage plan, which is basically I had a PPO, preferred provider something, and I really enjoyed it. And it was zero premium monthly and had a little bit of dental and vision and stuff in it. But the insurance company, which is a major carrier in this area, decided to eliminate that plan totally. And every video I've watched and things, everybody says don't go with a supplement. Uh, Advantage plan. They're disadvantage plans when it comes to if you want to travel, like in the United States. So this year I switched to back to Medicare proper with a Medicare supplement plan. But my premiums I have to have separate dental and vision if you want those plans. So I signed up for all of that. But my premiums have gone from 0 to about 200, I'll just say $250 a month. I think it's a little more than that actually for my new insurance, which takes effect today. Yay! Happy New Year. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. My doctor even said, good decision. It's better to have the supplement for many reasons. One of which is you're not limited to which doctors you can use as long as they take Medicare. You can use them and the supplement plan. The dental plan looks good and it's not that expensive, and so does the vision. So I'm happy with those so far. We'll see how they pan out. But and my paydays are the first of the month and the second Wednesday. This is my pension, my small pension, and this is my Social Security, and that's my only money coming in. So yeah. But it is Happy New Year, so I didn't have any New Year's stickers. I'm going to put little snowflakes. These are just my collabs, and I started to write other goals there, but I think they're better off in the back. So I have these little sticker books here. I just want to put, since it's January and it's winter, let's just put a little snowflake where I have those circles. Maybe it's not a snowflake, but I'm counting them as snowflakes. They're shiny silver. These are out of a Happy Planner Create 365 book. I have so many planner stickers and I need to use those up too. So I should have written, keep up the plans. uh, yeah, for 2026. And I want to hold myself accountable and come back and, you know. So these have the 3 collabs, finish a whip, 1 a month I put, but it's going to be 1 every 2 months instead. And then price 10 to 20 jewelry items and list on Etsy. And the rest I have in the back, I'll bring forward. I have some doctor's appointments written in pink. I have the Let's Color on Sundays. The 11th and the 25th will be a video at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, because Brandy's in Central. I don't know what time zone Crafts iHeart is. Um, and if you want to join us on that collab, you're welcome to. We will have a hashtag, which I'll put up on my first video, and we'd be happy to have you. And just let us know if you want to join as a regular. And if you want to just play along sometimes, just post and if you do videos and use the hashtag. And just let us know in the comments of our videos, Brandy or mine or whatever, and especially Brandy. And let us know that you posted, and we'll be sure to check it out and mention you in our videos. Okay. Um, on the 14th, second Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, Flowers and Critters collab hosted by Poet Spice. That is right up my alley. We are not confined or constrained to use a specific flower or critter or something each month. And I'm going to try and get kind of creative there. To drop a hint, my first month, this one, will be the color blue. That's all I'm going to tell you. I have a couple ideas for the critter. I have a specific critter in mind, but it will be the color blue, and it'll be a project, not cards. Okay. Crack the vault. I haven't decided yet what I'm doing, but I have so much stuff. So, yeah. I would like to do, I mentioned Deck the Year. Did I write that in the back? I need a bookmark, a permanent bookmark for this, but let's see. I didn't put, and 1 to 2 open collabs, yeah. So one of the ones I want to participate in is Deck the Year with Penny's Crafty Creations. And I may try and do something for that today. I know she took me off her list of participants because I haven't been posting, and I like doing that one. So let's see. Let's use, I already used pink. Let's use this. Hmm, I thought that was a color. Oh, it is. It's just on a different pen. Let's use this. Let's use purple. Uh, is there no purple ink? Maybe not. Light blue. Yellow, browns. No, there's no lavender ink. Well, we'll use this light pink. I know I had to peel that thing off. Okay, let me test it on here. Oops. Light pink. Um, I'll do hashtag deck the year. And she expanded it. I watched her video this morning for 2026, and she's got index cards, store-bought cards. Like if you want to alter, for example, I have these. I could alter this and turn it into something else. I could even open it up and leave that image and take, cover up the thank you or whatever and have something over here. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just using that as an example because it was right here. But store-bought or altering cards. Of course, the playing cards. She's got the time cards. She's got flash cards. Feel I feel like there was something else she added. I don't know that I'll do that every week, but I might. Hang on a second. My apologies. I had to cough. I might try and do it on the weeks I don't have other stuff. So I'm going to try and do the 8th and maybe the 22nd. I may not do this week because the other one I'd like to participate in again is Shuffle Cut Create, which has been on the 25th. Now I have to check Martha's channel and see if she's doing that for 2025. And then the other thing I mentioned is works in process. So the first one will be the strawberry journal I want to finish, that I had started with Polly's Pretties last year in a different collab. And I only have, I think, about 8 pages left in there, maybe more. I can't remember exactly. So I want to do maybe live streams, like I said, working on that. So I like Tuesdays, but it would have to be, let's schedule for the 6th live stream. And now here's the thing. My son usually works 2:30 to 11 at night. And 2 was my ideal time for doing a live stream, but I'm gonna have to make it be in the morning because by the time I get home from taking him in the afternoon, it's almost time for me to start dinner so I can eat at an earlier hour, and then he eats leftovers that I put in the fridge from cooking. Um, so I'm gonna have to do morning, and I'm thinking 10 a.m. Eastern would be a good time. Let's use green. So 10 a.m. Eastern next Tuesday, live stream, and that will be the Strawberry Journal. Okay. And I think the 27th, I need to find my whiteout stuff, which I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in here. Anyway, I'll put it on here, but I have to white out what was on there. My son had an appointment that got rescheduled, which I told you about. So twice a month, live stream to work on journals. And I'll leave blank what that one will be because I don't know if I'll finish it in this one. I doubt it. It'll probably be the strawberry journal, and then next month we'll go on to one of the other journals, maybe one of the junk journals. I don't know if I'm ready to do bees just yet, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's that. Now I have to do two D-stashes a month. Let's see. Different color. A different color. I don't know if I love all these colors because they're not, there's no purple. And I don't have my other box up here. I'll use the greens already. I guess we'll use a different blue. Maybe this one here. So let's see. D-stashes. Hmm. Well, I'm not ready. We're already here. I am not going to be ready this week. I might try and get one together, but let's schedule that for Saturday. I don't have to drive anywhere on Saturday, and I don't like going out to stores and stuff on Saturday. So I'm going to put D-stash 1. I'll leave the time open. I don't know what time the video will go up. And the other one, probably here, D-stash 2. So 2 D-stash videos in January. And then I have to do, guess I'll write in this lighter green. Oh, okay, since there actually are 4 ink tubes, not one tube of different colors ink, I had to do my jewelry stuff. So, I need to get back into pricing. I am not going to start that this week either. Wednesday. Yeah. Um, Wednesday, I'm just going to put a to do price jewelry and take pictures and list on Etsy. and that will be 10 items, hopefully. Takes a while to do the pricing, and it's jewelry that I've already made. Now, at some point, I will get that caught up, hopefully. And also, I don't feel comfortable listing all my pieces of jewelry on Etsy, and that stuff I'll take to the craft fair. But I'll pick out the ones I like the most. I feel the best quality and for pricing on Etsy. And I need to make more. I don't like that color because it's light. But anyway, and I'll do I think Thursday the 29th actually. Is jewelry. Now I may do the pricing other times, but the take pictures and get it on Etsy, I'm hoping will be these 2 days. So the 7th or that week and the 29th or the last week of the month. That's the plan. And then the two jewelry videos making, I don't know, let's use yellow. I don't know. I'm running out of colors. Um, make jewelry. And the fourth, some things might happen on these days. That's why I'm not scheduling anything, and I'm actually going to regular blue. I believe I'm going to be going to breakfast at Shady Maple and thrift shopping with my friend. And her name is Sue. If she's better, she's got a cold, so we'll see. And if the weather stays nice, because first there was some bad weather in it, and first it was clear, then there was bad weather in it. Now the bad weather pushed to Wednesday. But just like last night, I wasn't expecting to wake up to snow on the sidewalk. And I did just a little bit, but still, so I don't drive in bad weather, and neither does she, especially almost an hour away. So, yeah, but we have fun. We go to Shady Maple Smorgasbord. That happens to be my special day, and on special day, you get a free meal. And we go for breakfast, and then she pays for hers, and I get mine free. And we go on her birthday, and same the opposite then. And then we go to there's a Shady Maple Farm Market. We stop in there for groceries, and then we usually do one or two thrift stores, and also there's a discount grocery called B&B, which stands for Bumps and Bruises, up that way, and that's on our way back home. So we usually meet somewhere, take one car, do all the running, and then go back to where we park my car, which is in a church parking lot, or her car, depending on who drives, and um, and then call it a day. And we do all that. Like we usually meet around 8:30, and it takes me 40 minutes to get to the meet point, and that's like another 20 minutes from where we meet. Anyway, we usually do all that. Like I get there around 8:30 to meet her, and then I try to get home around 2. And that is when my son has to leave for work, but I have already warned him he may have to drive that day in case I'm not back on time. So he's aware and he can prepare himself, take an extra med or whatever if he has to. But I'm gonna try and get home by 2, but we'll see. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And I'll text him and let him know for sure. Whether I'll be there to go with him, even if he drives, I'll go with him. Um, but he needs to, he said himself he needs to try and get back into driving. I just am worried for him at this point. So anyway, that's going to be a day out. And I think I'm walking with my daughter on this day. I'm not gonna write it in just yet, but because we have to check the weather. So now for the other channel though, too, I want to do 2 making videos. Um, I'm kind of thinking Monday. Actually, I don't want to put it in this week because I might be rushed trying to get projects done because I have 3 videos that week. So, and like I have to schedule time in to do these things, right? That's been part of my problem. I may like Saturday, one of these Saturdays, I'll probably try and work today and tomorrow on some of these, like the coloring ones, at least in pre-schedule, and this one, they all come the same week. And then again, this one. So anyway, all right, jewelry. It's looking like these 2 weeks. So, although I'm gonna have maybe Martin Luther King Day, make jewelry and do tutorial, or make along, something like that. And on DD channel, Value Designs, and actually Friday. I may switch these two, but we'll see. It'll be Thursday or Friday. Okay, so that satisfies those two for each month. Okay, so that's really it. I know you can't read my chicken scratch, but I kind of talked through it. I hope you enjoyed that. I did not decorate much. I will probably decorate this page. Um, Actually, I think I'm not going to, but I may do another plan with me and fill in this week instead, the first full week of January, and do some decorating on that. And if I do, I'll either post pictures or do a short video of my plan for next week. But for this week, I really I'm gonna try and do a deck the year for today. I already did my looked at my bills and things are already scheduled for prepayment and stuff like that. Checked my accounts, blah blah blah. I already have my new insurance cards. I'm all set for that. And so I want to leave these open for just doing things and today spending some time with my son. Oh, did you celebrate New Year's? We had hors d'oeuvres for dinner late when he got home from work. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back, everyone. Sorry about that. I had to cough again. So, anyway, I was saying that I will probably do things on these 3 days. Um, Also, let me know what you did for New Year's Eve or if you do anything. And do you have any traditions? Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. Hang on. Our tradition for New Year's Day is for food, we make pork and sauerkraut. And package I have from sauerkraut says why, and I just will read it to you. It says pork roast and sauerkraut, and I have that in the slow cooker now. My background, family heritage is German Dutch background, German PA Dutch kind of thing. Did you know that eating sauerkraut brings good luck? This New Year's tradition was brought to the United States by German and Eastern European immigrants who viewed cabbage as a symbol of wealth, with its green color representing money and its thin shreds symbolizing abundance, paired with pork, which represents progress because pigs root forward as they eat. I never knew that. This dish is a flavorful way to welcome the year with tradition, hope, and good fortune. So my family, my brother and I are carrying it on anyway. I actually haven't talked to him to see if he's doing it, but I'm probably. My daughter doesn't like sauerkraut, so she won't, but, anyway, we do pork and sauerkraut every January 1st with usually mashed potatoes or baked potatoes or something on as a side and put it over that. So, yeah, let me know what your traditions are and do they have meaning behind them? I really like to know that in the comments below. So, yeah, tell me about your heritage and what your traditions are and why. And I just would love to hear that. And let's get this community rocking again in 2026. Okay. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here. And thanks for bearing with me on this long video. Happy New Year, everyone. May 2026 be healthy, prosperous, and enjoyable for you. And me too. Hugs, love, and peace.